it's all the hot stuff, the GTO,
No chill from Taco Bell.
Yeah, you gotta
But you know who was the best? The guy that
And we go down there,
Church
and
ate.
I got it, I give him 25 each, he did the first 600. So he went to, anybody with $600 down payment on $3,000 car, he was right. Yeah.
What's up? So Chef Food Shop?
209.
What?
Singer.
No, 7.
Before the other.
I know kids that kill that.
Yes, yes. He was from Cleveland, that's it.
Well, they just started.
I thought you just started.
What do you know this is?
Retired, I don't know what it is.
That's-
70, I know this.
I met him through my brother. They did some business.
There you go.
Yeah,
What kind of brother? What kind of business?
Then he lived-
he's an eye doctor. He had that turkey
Oh,
snap.
that's your brother?
Yeah, don't hold that against me, because I go to this stuff.
I told him, man, I told him not even get involved with this bullshit.
Yeah.
I warned him.
There you go.
I said,
That
Mitchell,
never went anyplace, either.
never went any place with that. I said, Mitchell, out of it. Somebody would touch it.
Well, I was still halfway deep with it, but Mitch was sitting there, and I agreed with Mitch. I've been-
Ron was the one who was for it.
Yeah, yeah,
I bet
The sound is good. Like I said, if it was so good, what do they need you? He can do it on his own. Right. No one gives away nothing for nothing. That's bullshit.
Is he
Yeah, I
still
remember
doing
that.
that? Your
No.
brother, is he still doing that?
No.
yeah, he's an eye doctor.
Oh,
You know, that's what he does, he checks
That's
out.
what he does for a living. Not the other stuff. But look, you try everything. Didn't work out. What I knew that. What are you gonna do? Worked out good for him. We got out of there, done that, then went in the real estate business. They used to buy the home. Both of them. In fact, they
they have their real estate license.
Yeah, they got.
Oh, they do?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
Oh, they used to buy,
Well,
they,
Mitchell's a-
they used to flip the houses over here years ago.
Yeah. When
It's
they
a
first came
flip house.
down.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, they flipped about five.
That's what I want.
I used to
Five
be
or
the
six.
crazy in New York.
You know what we're
I was
doing?
crazy.
You're over here in the
It's ready, Phil.
Yeah.
It's,
Oh, the garage used to make like,
You go to the-
You had to buy a house from us, you know where that now? You couldn't, you had a lottery, that's how you got a house. That's how backlog they were.
All right, welcome friends to Wednesday night, Thursday night it is, at T-Bone Hotspot. We got a little comedy, we got our friends all from New York in the house. Let me not forget on tonight we've got Phil and Eric doing some stand-up. Put your hands together, going up friends to Mr. Phil Tolbert.
I don't know if I. Whoa! Testing, 1, 2. That better? That's more better. That's more better. Hello.
Say something.
No, you just gotta stop. Your hand right. Hello, hello, hello. Well, hello, everybody. My name is Phil.
Hey, Phil.
I just found out the other day that I'm old. I didn't know I was old until I went to my doctor and he just did my yearly physical. And he said, well, Phil, you know, your paperwork came back, your blood work, and urine stuff. And, you know, you're in good shape and you look pretty good for a man of 85. Well, I'm only 65. He said, well, in that case, you look like hell. I can live this life. Another way I found out that I was getting old was trying to contact some of my Facebook friends. They weren't responding. Found out I needed to use a Ouija board. And I've noticed that people say stupid things when you get older, you know, like my wife, she's going, "Look, you need to act your age." You know, I've never been this age before. I don't know how to act. Then she says, "Well, at least you're thinking with the right head now," whatever that means. Then I met some guy the other day that I knew in high school. He said, "Oh, Bill, so you haven't changed a bit since high school." I said, "Really? This is how I looked in high school? No wonder I couldn't get a date to prom." Then they say things like, "Well, you might want to meet Sally. She's 90 years young." Well, hell, maybe I should have asked her to prom. So anyway, started thinking about wanting to retire. So I went to my financial advisor and I said, "Hey, what do I got to do to retire?" He said, "Well, you know, these days you need at least $1 billion in the bank." I said, "Well, I'm about $999,000 short." I said, "Well, then I guess you're going to have to get a job." Oh, man. Okay, so I'm thinking, who hires old farts? I said, "Well, how about Walmart? You know, I may be a greeter. Hey, how are you people?" So I went in, they gave me an application, and I'm filling out the application. And I got to that one part you always see on those things. It said, "Who do we contact in case of a medical emergency?" I hope somebody medical. Who are you going to contact? The greeter? Yeah. Anyway, they finally called me in for an interview, and I said, "Well, Phil, you know, we pay minimum wage. You'll never get a raise. Probably 25, 30 hours a week is all you're going to get." Well, doesn't sound too good. He said, "But wait a minute." So we got benefits. I said, "Really? I've never heard this described as benefits before." He said, "Yeah, well, everybody knows if you work for Walmart, you automatically qualify for food stamps and welfare." Oh, okay. So I left and I went to Publix because they hire old people too. And this time I decided that I would just observe before I fill out an application to see what kind of job I might want to do. So I went walking around and I looked at it. You have seafood department, meat department, deli. But they all make you wear these hairnets, these beards. Looks like a bunch of Ruth Buzzies back there. You know, you expect them to hit with your purse. So, no, I think I'm not going to do that. So I watched it, and then I finally saw some bad boys. There was this old guy, probably about 85, 90 years old. He's the bad boy. And then I see this fit guy, probably in his 20s. He's got everything you can imagine that's heavy as hell. I mean, he's got 100-pound bags of dog food, got water bottles, Gatorade bottles, all this stuff. Pays for it. And the bad boy says, "You need some help out to your car, sir?" And you go, "Well, yeah, sure." So now, here they go. They're going out to the parking lot. Here's the fit guy. He's on his telephone, talking away. Here's the bad boy. Yeah, he's trying to get the card out there. He finally gets the card out. Guy takes his key out, opens up the back of the SUV, and goes back around the side of his car, still talking on his phone. The guy's like, "Damn." So, yeah, he starts unloading the stuff. Finally gets it all filled up. Now he's got his inhaler out. Yeah. The guy says, "See you later, thank you." And that boy goes, "Okay, bye." Well, then I'm looking at him, and here's the bad boys looking around, and it finally dawned on me that he forgot where he worked. He didn't know how to get back. So I thought, there's a job I could get. I could go in and I could apply for getting the old guys back from the parking lot. A good job. Well, they didn't have a position for that. So then I had a friend of mine, he came by and he was gonna go visit his dad at the Alzheimer's clinic. Oh, okay. So I went down there with him. And I started looking around thinking, well, you know, this would be a good place to open a high stakes poker game. Hell, I'm making $2-3 grand a week now down there. So I don't need a job. Now the next thing that we worry about as we get older is our health. And you have to. I mean, the first thing you get is the aids. Really, I mean, you get hearing aids, walking aids, sexual aids, all these different kind of aids. And I checked with my accountant on that too, and he said, well, you know, you ought to go ahead and get some. He said, because, you know, you can take it off your taxes as repairs. Okay, so first thing I did is I went down, and Steve was always after me about, said I can't hear, write it down. So I went down and I got some hearing aids, and I came back and said, hey, Devo, I said, I got me some hearing aids today, and, you know, I can hear a pin drop now. He said, really? Well, what kind is it? I said, oh, about 7:15, I think. Then I said, well, I think I'll go down and try, if I get some of those sexual aids, you know, some Viagra. That'd be nice. So I went down to the doctor and asked him about it. He said, oh, sure. He gave me a prescription for like 6 of them, you know, a year's supply. I was all excited, and I went home with it, you know, hey, look what I got, you know. I said, oh, wow, so she's excited, I'm excited. So I sat there and I took one, and it got caught in my throat. I had a stiff neck for like 4 days. So what?
I had the same problem.
Yeah, you had the same problem. Then they started suggesting this thing.
Everything's not hot except the right thing.
Then they told me I needed to get one of those colonoscopy things, and I'm like, just didn't even sound good. It reminded me of a procedure I had done one time. I was 2 days old when they circumcised me. You know, I couldn't walk for almost a year.
I had mine when I was 22.
Oops.
Now, another thing I've noticed when you get older, I lost my ass somewhere. I don't know what happened, but have you noticed, guys get to be about 50-something years old, they lose their ass. I don't know, goes, you know. I got my dog, he's out sniffing with his buddies for it, you know, but they haven't found it yet.
Go to your stomach.
Yeah.
Shoot out.
Speaking of which, my dog, I've got a great dog. I mean, he's just never really does anything. He just kind of hangs around the house. You know, he licks himself and won't show me how to do that. But and he also, he sits there and he goes across the carpet every now and then, you know, leaving skid marks, you know, as he walks. And I'm like, what the hell is that? But I mean, other than that, I can live with him. I mean, I've had him for like 5 years. Well, my cat, or my wife, she decides she wants to get a cat. And well, hell, okay, go ahead and get a cat. So I know she comes in and she says, you come here and see your dog. And I go, okay, so I go in there, and here's my dog. He's in the litter box. And he's just munching away on those little eclairs, you know, and I go in there, he's got this shit-eating grin on his face. Man, this dog is sick. So, well, I want you to do something with that dog. Take him down to the vet. And I said, well, I don't think they got any shrinks at the vet. He said, well, you need to do something with him. So I said, well, okay. So I was asking around, and I asked one of the vets, I said, what can I do? I told him the problem. He says, well, here's what you need to do. He says, get something that doesn't taste good and put it in a bottle and spray all over it. Something that doesn't taste good. Okay. Anyway, the next thing kind of worry about his security and safety as we get over, right? And I don't know if you've had any experience with the police department or the sheriff's department in this town, but here's mine. I looked out the window one night and there was a couple guys breaking in my shed. Okay, so I got on the phone, called the police department. Said, I got a couple guys breaking into my shed out in my yard. I was wondering if you could send somebody over. So, well, we're sorry, we don't have anybody available at this time. Yeah, okay. So I hung up. About 30 seconds later, I called him back. I said, this is this guy that called about people breaking in my shed? He said, yeah. And I said, well, you don't have to worry or get in a rush right now, because I shot him. Oh, hell, the next thing I know, there's helicopters there, there's ambulances, there's cop cars, they're everywhere. They get it. Got those two guys. And all of a sudden, the cop comes up to me and says, hey, I thought you said that you shot him. I said, well, I thought you said there was nobody available. Now, after that, you have to, or at least thought I did. My wife said, well, we need to go down and start, facing reality. We're going to have to go to a funeral home and make some type of arrangements. Oh, okay. So we went down, and these guys are split. I mean, they're better than car salesmen. This guy's out there, and he goes, well, we got a $5,000 package, and we got a $10,000 package. I said, well, what's the difference? He said, well, the $10,000 package, the casket's 4 inches wider, so you'll be more comfortable. Oh, okay. That's good to know. And he said, and the $10,000 package has a better warranty. I said, warranty on what? He said, warranty on the gasket. I said, against what? He said, against leakage and all that. I said, well, who checks this? Get dug up and check to see if you got any leaks in your coffin? What? And he said, also, the $10,000 package, you get a great view up on a hill here overlooking the lake. I said, well, hell, do I get a periscope for that or what? So, after that, I went home and I wanted to relax. And I was thinking about everything, and I told my wife, I said, well, one thing, I don't want to have to be dependent on machines and liquids to keep me alive. She said, okay. She came over and turned off the damn TV set and took away my beer. Anyway, that's what I got. And now it's Eric's turn. Thank you.
Very good. We enjoyed the entertainment.
Hey guys. New York. New York in the house tonight.
Ohio.
I'm from Ohio, actually.
Where?
Norwalk, up by Sandusky, Cedar Point area, by the Cleveland area there.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, where are you from?
Pardon?
What part of Ohio are you from? Cleveland area?
Yeah.
I'm about 60 miles from you.
Oh, we don't.
We know your
Yeah.
know
that's
your
nice.
area. We know Sandusky. We know, what's the name of it?
Cedar Point. Cedar Point. So that's one of the best years of my life there.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
Got rid of my fear of heights there.
Oh, yeah.
Oh man, my dad was a painter most of my life, so I was going up and down ladders, and then I was really scared of heights, and then I started going to Cedar Point, and I'm like, this ain't shit. That was me. New York, Boston, those are, I had a lot of friends from that area of the country, and I asked them, but I've never really gotten a clear answer from them. I said, how does an English class go there? Because, my friends from Boston drop their R's in the middle of a sentence and add one onto the other word. Like something like this. I saw your cat. There's an R at the end of saw, and there's none at the end of car. I think they just teach people in Boston that R is just kind of a rolling letter. Just put it in where you want, take it out where you want. That's the beauty of being down here in Florida. You really don't have a certain accent or a certain cultures down here at all. Being from Ohio, we don't really have an accent, do we?
No.
We really don't. Like, you know, even if you were from Detroit and Chicago, you ever listen to a 40-year-old woman talk about how they just put their hunt through Hacky Camp? Hacky Camp. I was, you know, for a long time, I thought like the New York accent, like you know, Manhattan, Brooklyn. I thought that was a really annoying accent. And then I heard people from Detroit and Michigan start, you know, Detroit and Chicago start talking. I was like, what?
You sound like you.
Yeah. They don't tell me at all. I wish they did. You better. Yeah, well, this ain't gonna mean shit to you guys, but I am approaching 30.
Wow.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, round of applause for me. Yeah. No, don't do that. Start to lose patience with people. Yeah, you know, half of it has to do with I've been a server and a bartender for the last 12 years. I'm starting to lose a lot of patience with people, but you learn to keep a certain amount of patience for people. And that being said, people still piss you off, but you got to learn to deal with it. And that's where I come to a segment called Point Irrelevant. Because people will say and do stuff that doesn't make any sense at all, and you wonder how they walked out of their house without tripping and falling and hitting their head on the sidewalk. They have, and they've been doing enough therapy to hide it.
All the time.
That's okay. You're here.
I don't know about that.
People do stuff that doesn't make any sense. And things, you know, just society in general. You know, everybody's focused on electronics. I barely have cable. I don't even own my own cell phone. Who cares?
I have a black and white television.
Yeah. You're better off.
Better off.
You're better off. There it is. Off.
Well,
Off. That's how your class goes in New York. It's to add an A at the end of every O. Wolf. Wolf.
What about Long Island?
No, you talk about Long Island?
Long Island.
Yeah, people from Ohio say Long Island. People from Long Island say Long Island. Long Island iced tea.
I never knew I had an accent until I came down to Florida.
You know, people still tell me they don't think I have an accent, but you definitely do. No, everybody's always relying on electronics, and even, you know, people who are, you know, handicapped. They rely on wheelchairs and, you know, everything. They're electronic, they're making those electronic too. A friend of mine, he's got multiple sclerosis, been in a wheelchair since he was 3 or 4 years old. He now has a wheelchair that when his battery gets low, a red light comes on, draining the rest of his battery. I do take the bus once in a great while, and there is a sign when you get on the bus that says, "No pets allowed except service dogs, seeing eye dogs." Who the hell's going to read that? How does a blind guy know he's allowed to get on the bus? Is the dog saying, "I'm going to go 2 barks for yes or 1 bite for no"? I'm a dog. I licked my ass. I didn't show anybody how. I'm a dickhead. As I mentioned before, I do wait tables, bartended for a good amount of time, and I started realizing I could be a comedian when I started realizing the people that sit at my bar can't read. Can't fucking read. There's 25 traps right behind my head, and I know I have a big head. It's not that big. Gentleman comes out to the bar. Probably about as tan and lovely as you people. Sits down at my bar, looks directly at me in the face, and says, "What do you have on draft?" And there are certain restrictions to what I can say to these people. I'd like to say, "Open your fucking eyes and read." Instead, I look at him and I say, "I don't know. Why don't you tell me?" I'm not looking at him. And I have, craft beers that have become really popular in the last 10, 15 years. And of course I have about 15 of them on draft, and I gotta throw a Coors Light and Bud Light in for the people who. But he asked me a question about every single one. This way, that way, and I had to read up on this just in case I get these questions. This one is from Germany. It's very hoppy and it has a wonderful chocolatey aftertaste. And so on and so forth. The guy lets me get through all the way through 18 of them. Goes, I'll have a Bud Light. What I'd like to say is go fuck yourself. You know what Bud Light tastes like. But I can't. I say, sure, of course. Bartending. We see everything. We see and hear everything. You know, in the middle of the day, when you don't come out at night, you know, we've seen the barflies that come in, drop us a quarter per beer. I think that's still okay. Serving is where I really, and that's what I've been doing for the longest time, and that's where I get the dumbest questions, because I get a family of 5 coming in, they got mom, dad, and 3 little children. They sit down at my table. I have children. I have a 2-year-old, that's my own, and I have 2 stepkids, 9 and 7. They're not easy. My children know how to behave. I'm not even sure these people grew up knowing how to behave because they didn't teach their children. Because as soon as they sit down, this little hunter starts running around the restaurant like it's his own personal playground, and I'm supposed to greet the table within 45 seconds. So as I'm tripping over little Hunter or Tommy or whatever he is, and trying not to kick him on the head, although I wouldn't mind once in a while. What would you like to drink? And they tell me their drink order, and come back. All right, you guys need a couple more minutes to look over. Hunter, sit! Hunter, continue. I don't know what to say. Hunter, sit! Do you want tenders? Hunter, sit! Sit! Put your brother down. Put your brother down. Do you want tenders for ice cream? I want ice cream. No, you want tenders or do you want a cheeseburger? Ice cream. And then I got these people sitting over here waiting for my attention. They got 2 bottles of wine, 5 appetizers coming out, and you know they're going over 4 fillets. Hold on. Hunter just threw himself on the ground. He's now bleeding. I'll be there in a minute. A lot of different stuff happens like that. People ask me dumb questions. You know, most places you go into, you go to restaurants, you frequent restaurants, I'm assuming, right? You can read, right? You know what it says on the menu.
They go to Denny's.
Huh?
They go to Denny's.
Oh my God, even better. Even better.
Not anymore.
Most of you have glasses on, so it looks like you can read a freaking menu, right? Okay. Well, most of my clientele leaves their brain in customs when they get off the plane. So I work at a smokehouse on Siesta Key, and it's wonderful. People love it. They come back every single year. And they still ask me dumb questions, like they see things on the menu. There's an appetizer on the menu that says brisket quesadilla. You're all familiar with brisket, what it is, right? Okay. It's a brisket quesadilla. It's got goat cheese. It's got a little bit of avocado aioli, some fresh pico de gallo on it. I serve this to a lady who asked for it, and I go back later, and she goes, "You didn't tell me there was meat in this." I speak 3 languages. I'm rather intelligent, and I look at it, and what I want to say is you're an idiot. But what comes out of my mouth is, "I'm sorry, man, we're out of our vegetarian brisket this evening." Apparently, you were under the impression that we were tofu. So she asked for another menu, and so I bring her back one of the specials lists, and on that list it has a sesame seared tuna with wasabi, mashed potatoes, and carrots served rare. Okay, that sounds lovely. So I bring it out to her, and I come back. "Is that a little better for you?" She goes, "I don't mean to complain, but this is cold." I don't know what's done. Serve rare. I can't serve hot rare. And that same day, literally, there's a table right over here. I could literally turn around and talk to this table here. And she goes, I see you having an 8-ounce filet on your menu. I'm like, yes! Carnivore! Knows what's going on. I see you have an 8-ounce filet on your menu. Yes, I do. How big is it? What I wanted to say, once again, the OZ stands for ounces. I said, "I'm sorry, probably between 7 and 9. Else, possibly, I don't know. Stuff doesn't make sense. Why do they put a lock on the 24-hour 7-Eleven? Don't know. No. Well, where was I going? Well, that didn't help. Goodness gracious. Oh yeah, kids. I do have kids. I forgot about that. Children. Children.
When getting married, the two of us, we've been going steady for the last 50 years.
Does your wife know about this?
No.
No?
I didn't even know about it.
That's good. That's why you're so tender, huh?
Yeah, that's what it is. No, I use that liquid dark thing. I powder all over my.
I use it too.
That's called Crown Royal. That's called Crown Royal. He takes a double dose of it?
It works better while you than it does.
You get in there.
I'm always second best.
You take yours for a snack. He has his for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
I have it every day. I do mine only once a week.
Oh, that's good. Well, at least you got something going on for you. You don't look like the locals down here. We don't go
I am
outside.
not from there. I was born in Florida.
You were born in Florida, and you have a tan.
Well,
You still must like it outside.
my parents are Seminole Indians.
Actually, no, my girlfriend is a Choctaw Indian. Full-blooded Choctaw Indian.
Really?
Yeah, born on a reservation in Mississippi.
Really?
Yeah, in all seriousness, she was. She's lovely.
My wife is on a reservation now.
On the rest of
Yeah.
Is that where you get the prescription for
At Denny's.
At Denny's.
Is there a Denny's on the reservation?
I'm not sure. Either it's reservation or restorative.
Right.
Include that black for it.
He's on a reservation, which is what they need at Denny's these days, apparently.
You know what happens to me when there's so many people like this in the audience? I just pick up.
What do you think I'm doing?
Well,
Now, I do have, the 2-year-old is the most entertaining because she's one of those. She's never satisfied sitting still for very long. So when I get her up out of bed in the morning and I bring her out and I put her down, it's like taking one of those little cars that you get out of a cereal box, little pullback cars, and you just pull back and you let it go and you watch it run into a wall. She walks out of the bedroom and she just immediately starts looking for death. And everything she does, it just doesn't seem to make sense. She picks up a quarter that I somehow dropped and walks right toward the outlet. I'm barely awake. I mean, I'm dealing with one of those cars that's got little legs and a brain. Knows where to go, what to do, how to make sure my hairline recedes early. Cheers to that. Yes, I am in a relationship with a Native American, but she was raised by, let's call them white people.
I don't like white people.
Yeah, I like it.
Especially
T-Bone, what do you think?
Yeah.
He was white about a week ago.
Yeah, I know.
He took an overdose.
Exactly.
She's one of those who likes to point out all my faults to me. But she does it in love. And the thing is, she's pointed out so many things to me that I used to think I was a looking guy, now I think I'm like Quasimodo. Notice my tall stature, I'm about 6'2". Notice my short legs. I didn't know that until I was with her. Didn't realize that most of my smile consists of gums either. Didn't realize that. I've seen so many pictures of myself, and I'm in a relationship with her almost 4 years, and feel like I'm partially mentally handicapped. Man, society kind of gets to me every once in a while. I haven't really heard much about this. I really don't have care. I don't watch TV at all, but I saw a few months ago that the government or somebody lost the 747. They lost a goddamn 747. If I lose my car keys, I don't know what to do for at least a week. You lost a plane that's as big as this block. The American government We're supposed to be the most powerful government in the world. We lost a plane. A plane! And it just kind of begs the question, how do you do that? Like, how is it even possible to do that? Like, I smoke marijuana. I can't lose my flip-flops. I tried. I remember where my address is most of the time. And they lost the plane. I just can't get over it. They lost the goddamn plane. Lost it. Gone. Gone. 50 people on it. Radio contact the whole way. 50 feet below. Just doesn't make any sense. You can find T-Bone's cousin Pookie. Can't find a goddamn plane. Anyways, I think that's all I got for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for stopping in. It's kind of happening to meet me here. Have a lovely night.
All right, you're next.
You're next. I just opened up for you, man.
Okay, so get,
Yeah, we were your openers.
Yeah.
Head on it.
get out there with
I have to call. Yes, what time is it now? 10 to 10. After 9:30, I gotta go back to my home. So I don't have the time, but I'll be here tomorrow night. Make sure you keep that working.
Yeah.
You gonna be here every Thursday?
Every Thursday.
I also,
I got work to get on.
play an instrument.
Ah.
I'll be grateful.
Come in on Saturday night, because Saturday night we got an open jam where all musicians just get together and jam.
I bring Mitch with you. I'll bring my son with me. He also is very talented. He plays a lot of instruments as well.
Where is it
So we're
playing?
gonna have to do it, my son, me, and Ron. So you want to enjoy yourself. You all come back on Saturday night here. We're gonna have a swinging time.
Absolutely.
It's on Saturday.
You guys should come to do the coffee-okie.
Bring it.
The karaoke.
When's the coffee
Tomorrow.
The coffee-okie's tomorrow night.
Tomorrow night, of course, yeah.
What time does that start?
Usually around 8:30.
What kind of crowd do you got over here at that time?
I'm at work by that time. I'll wait tables. I was being serious.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, the karaoke, it gets a lot of people in there. Like I said, he goes to a lot of the show people.
Oh, does he?
Yeah, you know, if he does some shows and they come in here, they do some of the Broadway stuff.
We'll stop, Aria. You know what we're going to do? We're going to have dinner.
At Denny's.
I'll come back over there. They eat at Denny's. I eat at Burger King. No, but
That's right across the street, isn't it? Right across the street.
Where do you like to?
I went at a place called Blue Cube on Siesta Key. Blue Cube, yeah.
Good?
Was that on Siesta Key?
Yeah.
Where is it located?
It's you know where the beach club is?
You go over the bridge to the
They have
left.
really good seafood. They're mostly a smokehouse, but they have really good seafood. Like a good grouper, they have chilpino.
Wait, wait.
Yeah.
How do you get to this? I'm just curious.
Go left or
I'm
right?
just curious where you're located. You're going over the bridge.
The North Bridge.
Right. And what do you go to the left or the right?
Well, you go in, you just go straight. As soon as you get over the North Bridge, you just keep going. Just
No,
follow,
no,
just follow that
no,
road.
we're the South Bridge.
Yes.
You go over the South Bridge, you just keep
Yeah, the south.
pretty much, once you get off of
Yeah,
the South Bridge, you're gonna make a right.
Oh, right.
Toward the North Bridge.
Okay.
You're gonna go past Gilligan's, you're gonna go past
Yes.
Scott, you're gonna go past
Yes,
Dagger.
it's back here.
Yes.
And just go down to the stop sign. Yeah, it's in the village. Yeah, it's in the
Lobster
village.
Oh, I know where you
Yeah,
are.
okay, you know where Lobster Pot is?
That's
Just
the beach
go
club.
to the left.
I know where
Coming
you're
from the
at.
South Bridge, go to the
We're a
left.
broken egg or whatever.
Tomorrow we have $20
Right across the street from there. Aren't you across the street from the broken egg or?
Literally right
The
across the
broken
street.
egg, I know where it is.
Yeah, it's right across the street. Big blue building. Used to be Maximums.
Okay.
Like that.
Alright.
It was Blue Smoke. Then we had to change names.
Because we know that we were somebody go to Miguel's
Mhm.
and, what is that other place that, once in a while, oh God, the one's wonderful, it's on the water.
Yeah, I like Ophelia's.
Ophelia's,
Yeah, I feel this.
Yeah, I feel you.
The Villiers is the other way.
yes. This
Very
is-
relaxed. It's well arranged.
Yes.
Like,
Opposite direction.
Very nice.
I don't know. I think our grouper platter comes with a salad and 2 sides. It's like $24. You know what I
Wow.
mean? We're a smokehouse. If you like brisket, if you like ribs, you like lamb shank, you like the best lamb shank.
Oh, I love
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, they're rather really good. We always have king crab legs on the menu, chipino, Maine lobster, all that good stuff.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice, good.
I eat mostly, chicken.
Yeah, we have a lot of good chicken. Good chicken.
Yeah, that or salmon.
Yeah, good salmon.
Hey?
That's
Okay.
what I basically, I mean, I could go to a steakhouse and I'll order a chicken dish.
And we have smoked chicken,
Oh,
backyard chicken.
I like Cajun chicken.
We have hot
Yeah,
sauce.
I like that.
Have you ever
And we have dry rub chicken.
done that around Texas, Louisiana area where they have Papados, they call them?
Yeah.
Oh, your Cajun food, I wish they'd get, somebody open up a
Oh,
Papados
yeah,
around
I have
here.
no idea.
Papados in Atlanta.
Well, they used to have one in Orlando, up there by Disney World.
What happened with that?
I don't know, it's not there anymore.
People aren't used to that kind of food.
You know, a lot of people, you know, they had, remember years ago, they had a Cajun place down there by the Hollywood.
I love Cajun food.